Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Vlogmas. Don't know, days. You'll know from the title. 8 maybe. I first of all, take a moment for the tree in the sunlight. I love her. I love her shape. She's so, don't you love her? But the tree. She's so pretty. Kinsley loves her too. She keeps taking the balls off the tree. We need a few things. If you saw last vlog, we need a few more lights. I want to do a bow at the top, maybe bows on the corners and stuff, the edges. Like he says, Target run. Also a paint store run because I need to go get the actual swatches. I want to see the swatches bigger before I make a commitment to the paint. And so I'm back in my work clothes. I think everyone's starting to realize that when I'm working on a project, my days get pretty repetitive. It usually involves going to the hardware store, usually involves just working on the project in general, but it's coming along. I can't wait to see it like in a new color. I feel like it's going to make a huge difference, but we gotta be sure. So we're gonna run some errands really quick and come back, and I'm gonna work on the bedroom for the rest of the day.
We have picked up paint samples and things to do painting. We are at Target. We're trying to find we're gonna play a lot of games, so we want to do like gift cards in the games, like the winnings, that are like different amounts. And so, oh, there's the Starbucks ones.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah, the 10.
Oh, there's, okay, so these are 10.
Or a pack of these $5 ones for a drink.
You know what's crazy?
It's over $5.
It's like $5.45 for a drink.
Oh, there's 4 in here.
Oh, 10 times 4.
Yeah, there's 4.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yes. So we've got some Starbucks ones, and we're gonna do Target ones and a Chipotle one. I know. Getting a lot of stuff to make the Christmas things. The Christmas like little like mix. What I wanted to make with like the Chex Mix and the M&Ms and things. Stuff for the games. We needed bows for a game. And also for wrapping. And more wrapping paper. That's about it. I told him, I was like, we're getting all this stuff and we haven't really made a list. We're gonna forget things. Now we can make a list and scratch things that we already got off. Okay, we gotta go back upstairs. But they didn't have anything that I needed. They didn't have, I wanted snow, like rollout snow, but I think Joann's might have a few things that I need. I need ribbon. They didn't have any really good ribbon. They just had like a few like slot ones that I would prefer. And then I need snow for like underneath my village. This is exactly what you needed. Okay, it's 60% off. Well, that's cute. Wait, that's so cute. Okay, we need snow.
Snow?
Okay, there's much better ribbon selections here. So I definitely feel confident in finding, ooh, they have rickrack and stuff. Definitely feel confident in finding something.
Tissue paper already?
Do I have tissue paper? We could get the colors that we need.
What colors?
Well, what do you mean, what colors?
You said not red.
I know, I was thinking about it though. I realized that it needs to look like a Christmas tree, so it should be green. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Everything's 70% off. There was a ton of people in here, they said earlier. Like, things are like buy one, get 3 free, 70% off, which is crazy. Okay, I need snow. I need like a rollout snow, like something that looks like that for underneath my village. So they don't have the one that's the actual marketed as snow for the holidays, but essentially, well, they have the same thing. It's just batting. So I'm getting some quilt batting and like for the bottom, and then I'm getting some down alternative fill to make like, you know, little like puffs around the houses and stuff to make it look more realistic. Glue it together. I feel like that will totally work. Okay, so I don't need this one anymore.
Okay, you guys, I've been working on the bedroom. It's hard to vlog every day while you're doing a makeover and not reveal too much. It's a very hard balance in my brain because, calling.
Hi, you're all pretty.
Oh, you want to help me pick a paint swatch?
Over the phone.
I know, it's so hard, huh? Okay, anyways, I was talking to Mom. I have some errands to run. I've been working on the bedroom. And I need to go to storage. Storage. And I need to go by the grocery store because I'm out of almond milk and some very essential things. I'm gonna do that. I might do that a little later today or not, but right now we need to go to storage for sure. Look at this precious child. Look how precious this is. If that's not the most precious thing you've ever seen, I don't know what is. You're so cute, Kins. Her haircut is just everything. Okay, let's go. Usually about this time is when I run out of things to share, especially when I'm doing a makeover and I can't share a ton. So I asked you guys on Instagram if you had any questions. So I screenshotted some on my phone so we can answer some questions on the way to storage. I'll be back, baby. We also totally fried one of our breakers in our house with all these Christmas lights. Well, I don't really think it's our fault. I think they overloaded the breaker. Like how many things are on the breaker? I have to call an electrician. Not only was both upstairs bedrooms and our garage, which has the Christmas lights outside, some of them plugged into it, but also the washer and dryer, the entire Christmas wall with the Christmas tree and the internet, and another wall, and my closet. That's way too much on one breaker from my limited knowledge of electrical, which we knew we were going to have like electrical updates eventually, like when we renovate. Yeah. Electrician needs to come out because it started like smelling like burnt plastic, and that no, we're not going to burn our house down. So Romeo couldn't do laundry. I had to turn off all the Christmas lights. It was like a whole thing. Okay, so I am going to head to storage because Lori, my manager Lori, is having a baby, and I have got stuff that totally looks like her inspiration for her nursery in my storage unit. And I was like, don't you dare go buy that stuff. I literally have it. I was like, please let me give this stuff to you. Absolutely. So I'm gonna go and pick up some things that I know of that I have for her so that she can decorate the nursery before the baby comes. I think her due date might be mid-January, January 12th. I don't know why that's coming to mind, but around that time, but maybe even a Christmas baby. So it's like super soon. I'm gonna run and get that stuff. So I got the storage key, go get groceries and things. So I figured we could do a little Q&A throughout the day. So the first question was, someone said that they had just bought a new house that needs a lot of love and they didn't know where to start. I also bought an old house, 2 old houses that needed some love, one more than the other. And I think that it's best to start with spaces that you use a lot. The ones that you're going to use and be in the most. For us, it was really the kitchen and also like the main living area and then the primary bedroom. Though that would be like my plan of attack. Like think about where you and your family like really are going to use the space the most, where you need it to be like kind of an oasis and a safe haven away from the chaos of a renovation or away from spaces that aren't up to par for what you want your house to be. Because I don't know, sad rooms actually make me sad. Like they need a lot of love. So it's like, I don't want to be in here. So think about the space that would like make the most impact in your own life and start there. Sometimes somebody asked me if I was going to go dark and moody for our bedroom in the cottage like I'm doing in the LA bedroom. And then it got me thinking, I really need to revisit the inspiration and stuff for those bedrooms at the cottage because we'd like to dive into it at some point next year. I just am not sure. Maybe that bedroom also gets a ton of sunlight. And we do have moody vibes going on in like the bookshelves in the main room, and we did do a lot of light walls, and I'm just a big fan of like cozy moments and like darker moments in spaces. So you never know, we could do like a totally different moody color than I'm gonna do here, you know what I mean, and go with that. But I am very into moody as of lately. Next question was about the candles, and they asked if all of the orders had been shipped out yet. And so this was the week. So when we launched on the 19th, the beginning of December was when the orders were actually going to be shipping out finally. So it was somewhat like a pre-launch, but it wasn't. We were just in the final stages of finishing everything. All of the candles needed to get to a specific place so that all the orders could be filled. And then I am so grateful for the amount of orders that we received, but it's a lot. And so we're just a small business with a small team. So they're working through the orders. So the first batch of orders did go out starting on Wednesday. They worked all day on Wednesday getting whoever bought first, you know, they just going in order. So they worked all day on Wednesday, all day on Thursday, and of course they're making sure everything is right and correct, and they're moving as quickly as possible. I even contemplated about flying to New York and helping with the orders, which what I was originally going to do, but because of Vlogmas and everything with my projects going on, I just didn't know if I was going to be able to do it. But I think I would be more in the way than helpful, actually, even though I like to think that I'm efficient, but like keep it to the people that know what's happening. I'm just so grateful, but there are tons of, they're chipping away at the orders day by day. They're working around the clock in the busiest holiday season. We knew that it was going to be a process at the beginning of December, but you will be receiving a shipping notification very soon if you haven't already. They're working through the weekend and then also at the beginning of next week and stuff. So they're just going to keep working until they all go out. Noelle has sold out, but the other two has some stock. So if you're still looking for holiday gifts, definitely check it out, because now that we have the inventory, once this massive amount of orders goes out, they're gonna have more time and orders are going to be shipping out like on more of a quicker basis. But if you ordered on launch or any time in the last 2 weeks, you will get it in plenty of time for Christmas. So don't worry, we knew that. We just need time. So I appreciate you guys so much for all your patience just in this process. And once, you know, we get, it's a new business. We're like getting out all the kinks. We're working through all of the processes and stuff. And we're going to get better and better every day. Thank you so much for your patience. I really, really appreciate it. Ooh, someone asked what kind of carrier I use when I take Kinsley on the plane, and I'll link it for you. I really like it. She's gone through a couple actually, because she's like 6 years old and she tends to like try and fight her way out, you know, like kind of claw at it. So she ends up messing up the mesh part, but it's big enough for her. Also, there's another one that I really liked that was like expandable, that you can like unzip and like fold down, and it would offer her more space to lay down. I'll actually link that one too, because I really did like that one, but she ruined it and I bought a different one. So, but yeah, it works really well. It fits underneath the seat in front of you, so you don't have any like TSA issues and stuff. So I'll link it. The great debate, star or angel on the top of a tree. I'm a star girly. I am. I do love a pretty angel, but here's the thing about me. I really don't like things that have eyes that aren't human that look at me. This has been the fear since I was a little girl. I don't know if there's a name for that fear or not. It just kind of makes me a little bit uncomfortable. But I know that I have other things that have eyes. You know, I don't know. Something about the angels do a little bit freak me out. But my mom had some angels growing up on top of our tree, and they were always really pretty. But yeah, I'm a star girl. A star or a bow, but sometimes bows can lean too feminine, but I am going to do a bow in our other room. Okay, we're stopped now. How is the vintage basketballs hunt going? When are we going to see that makeover? Okay, so I think we have 6 vintage basketballs now. Not really vintage, I would say. Maybe just used. Maybe vintage, I don't know. But after going to New York and seeing the Ame Leon Dore store in person, it has really inspired me to do Romeo's room. I think I'm gonna tackle, I don't know actually, I think I'm gonna tackle it like after I can find some really unique furniture pieces as well. We've been looking for like a really cool side table and a coffee table and maybe like a cool, I want to collect first and then tackle his room, because sometimes I start the makeover and then I have to look for stuff and I feel pressured just to pick something. So I'd rather collect the pieces first, I think. Okay, pause on the questions for just a second. I just arrived at storage. I'm gonna run in and just get those few things. I'll take you guys with me. Still so freaky. Okay, I actually can't wait. This is like one of our Vlogmas projects, or maybe just at the top of the year. I want to like go through this stuff, do like an online pop-up shop. Romeo said he would help me with all these like goodies, and also just go through the rest of this. I don't want the storage unit anymore. It doesn't make sense now that we have more space at the house, but I need to go through all this stuff. So yeah, that's what we need to do. Okay, there are a couple of things that I know she can totally use for the nursery, which are these paintings for one, and I know I have some shelves back there that she absolutely needs. These actually used to be in my office, my guest bedroom office, and they just totally look like a gender neutral baby room. She's having a little girl, but
you know, this one for sure, this one for sure. So I got the pictures. These two shelves that we actually used to have in our breakfast nook at the apartment on the wall a long time ago, but I mean, they're floating shelves. They're in such good condition. And I thought that these were cute, like a little picture. This is actually DL Rhine. This is a frame company that my mom used to carry at our boutique, and they were pretty expensive. And I got it at the thrift store, but I thought it was so cute, like for a little girl. And then I thought maybe she'd like this little boho neutral basket for something. I don't know. I'll bring those and then she can have them. Until I see you again, storage unit, I will be back. Okay, we did it. Grab a few things from the grocery store, head back because I needed to keep doing some things on the bedroom. I was just taking a little bit of a break because we were getting some really like harsh light in there because we get a lot of sunlight in there. It looks bad on camera, so I'm taking a little bit of a break. So the next question was about having candle refills for the vessel for our en lure. This is something that we thought about in the very beginning. We were like, that could be cool. Another way to reuse the vessel to have another candle. Obviously, there are tons of other ways that you can actually reuse a vessel. It could be a vase. It could be a makeup holder, brush holder. It could be a pencil holder for your desk. It could be clear one can be turned into a drinking glass. There's so many things that you can do. That's why it was really important for me to not have branding on the candle itself. One, because I don't like it in general when it's a candle, and I wanted you guys to be able to reuse it with ease. That's why it's heavily textured. But having candle refills was definitely something we wanted to do in the beginning, but you kind of have to take steps, right? My goal was to do one thing really, really well, and that was to launch the candle, right? So have our 3 cents, launch really strong, learn, grow, and add things as we went along. And so now that we've successfully launched the first candle and the 3 cents, we're going to continue to add, and I want this to be a real full-fledged company that has really amazing products. Everything was really high quality and thought about. It was just important for me to do one thing really, really well first, then offer some other thing. Okay, can you give some tips on being happy and positive all the time? You know, I've actually gotten this question a lot when I've done Q&As, and it's something I've talked about on my podcast too. So of course, I'm human. Don't be fooled. Like, not that I'm fooling you, but like, I'm very much human. There are going to be times and days when I don't pick up the camera because I just don't have the energy for it. You know, life happens and things happen in life where I'm not incredibly upbeat and positive, and you know, like, everyone's going to go through those phases. But I will say I am majority of the time very happy and very positive, and I think it's in such a contrast to my life 7 years ago. I went through years and years and years of not being myself, and I'm naturally happy and positive. So I was in, you know, a corporate job and I wasn't happy. I was majority not happy than I was happy, and it was really uncomfortable for me, and I felt like I had to change my life for the better so that I could be the best version of myself. That's why I left the corporate world. That's why I went and took a risk on myself and really tried to start my own business. I started a lot of businesses that have failed. You know, you keep trying and trying, but I found more joy in trying and failing and believing in myself than I did working for someone else. It wasn't for me. It wasn't my path. So I think that where my happiness and my positivity really comes from is that I make it a point to inject things into my life that make me happy. You know, my projects make me happy. My life with Romeo obviously makes me very happy. My mom makes me happy. You know, surrounding yourself with also people that are naturally upbeat and that do good for you rather than negative, because I have had people in my life that drain me of my positivity, that drain me of my energy, that suck everything from me, and those people aren't in my life anymore. You know, so it's like you kind of have to grow and evolve, and if something isn't fulfilling you and something isn't adding to your life in a positive way, then you need to cut it out. you got to get rid of it. That's what I did that really worked for me. And also making sure that you're doing things for just you. You know, like, it happens to be my projects and doing renovations and things like that. And when I really get in the zone when I'm painting, that just like, that makes me really happy. And I know from my mom, like painting her art makes her so happy. So like finding those hobbies and making sure that you're doing those in your life, I feel like enriches your life in such an amazing way. It comes out in everything else, because if you're doing something that you love and you have passions, it's hard not to be happy in other parts of your life. You know what I mean? So that would be my advice, but I'm naturally a happy person, and so is my mom. So I was raised that way, so I'm very lucky. And Romeo's naturally a happy person, so just surrounding yourself with good people too is so important. Okay, the next question made me smile because is how did I know that Romeo was my soulmate? So I don't think I knew in the beginning that he was my soulmate. I mean, I don't know how you know even what a soulmate even is at like 18, 19 years old when we met. So Romeo and I have been together for 15 years. We met in 2008. So I think that's, eventually you will lose track. The longer the relationship, you will lose track. We've been together since then. We were together for about a year, and then we did break up for like, I don't know, like 2 months or something, actually. I think that actually was the best decision that we ever made, because it just really like solidified that we wanted to be together. We were working through obviously being like 2021, like we were like working through all of those things and just like really making sure that it was like the right move. We were not really having problems, but kind of. I mean, who doesn't break up if they have problems? He'll probably be like, why'd you tell them that? It's the truth. We got back together and have been together ever since. And I really do think that that was like the best decision for our relationship. And I think as the years went on, I just realized that he was not someone that I could ever see myself without. You know, like if I was to think about like, oh, if we weren't together, like I would be sad. I would be like, no, I don't ever want to be without him. My life was so much better with him in it. And I think that just built this, like, over the years, we built so much love and trust and value in each other and our relationship, further intertwined as a couple and living together and building a life together. Every year just got better and better and better. Honestly, but did I know at the time that he was my soulmate? No. Do I think now he is? 100%, because I think my soul could not be without him, you know? And so it's just, oh, he's gonna love this, saying all these amazing things about him. I just think that when you find your person, no matter at what stage in life, at what time, what age, it just doesn't matter. But when you find your person, it really, really works. And he just makes me really, really happy. And I'm so grateful to spend my life with him. You know, it's just so good. Okay, so we're pulling up the grocery store. I need things. I just feel it, and I'm getting hungry. So I hope they have something in like the kind of fresh food kind of portion that we can get to eat for lunch. So I have sustenance so I can keep working on the bedroom.
I just devoured a sandwich from Whole Foods. Like, inhaled. I was so hungry. By the time I had the sandwich and I had to walk the store, I kept thinking about it. I was like, I need to eat. There were tons of people in the grocery store, so I didn't film. But what I got was almond milk. This is the almond milk that we drink. I don't drink real milk. I don't eat eggs, that kind of stuff. I do eat cheese, so I'm not dairy free, but you know, I like almond milk a lot. Everything bagels. This is the best salsa. If you're ever at Whole Foods, I love this. Jalapia jar or jalapia jar. Not sure how you say it, but I get the medium one. I love it. I got a few things of vanilla yogurt for my smoothie. Baby spinach for my smoothie and my salads. Some heirloom little cherry tomatoes. Blueberries. 2 apples. I love apples. I go through them so fast. I don't even know why I just got 2. Bananas. Broccoli to roast them to put in my salads. Some guacamole. I love chips, salsa, and guacamole. I love the Whole Foods brand too. Eat tortillas so that Romeo can make some like little wraps and things. Romeo loves this bacon. Maple bourbon dry rubbed. He loves it. I feel like it's a lot for what you get, but it is really, really good. Ground turkey and chicken tenders so that I can roast these in the air fryer, and then I put them on my salads and stuff, and we can make meals with them. That's it. Literally, I just needed like some essential things. Like I didn't need like a full grocery run because we had kind of just done that, but we've just run out of stuff. I'll answer more questions while we put our groceries away. What's your favorite place to get digital downloads printed? The Stackhouse. This is not sponsored. I have tried so many places. Staples, Walmart, Office Max, ordering them online. The Stackhouse by far is like superior. Their website's easy to use. I actually do have a code because I've sent so many people to them. They reached out, they did give me a code maybe like 6 months ago. And I believe it's 20% off your first order with Exo MaCenna. Try that out. If not, DM me. I think that that's what it is. Have you considered swapping your office and dining room? Office and dining room? No. Hold on. Putting a little breakfast nook in the living room. That's actually how they had the house staged. I didn't like it though. But I actually really like where my desk is now. The view is a little better than putting in the dining room. I would feel a little bit like I was in a cave if it was in the dining room until like the afternoon. I want to renovate this whole thing. Like eventually that won't exist, but I get you. I don't really love that my office, like my desk is in our living room, but there is the space for it. And it's like, I like being amongst everything, but that is a good idea. I wouldn't be opposed to trying it out for a little bit and seeing. What's your best advice to someone who wants to break out of the corporate world? Woo! I don't know if I have done it. I don't even know if I have great advice. I just had to like rip off the Band-Aid. You know, I had to really make sure it was the decision I wanted to do and save as much as I could so that I had some comfort, you know, knowing that I could pay. You know, we literally went through years where we didn't spend a dime on anything just so that we could have this nest egg to like start our next venture. Like, and I went through all of it trying to create the life we live now. So I definitely thank myself, my past self for doing that and saving everything that we possibly could so that we could try to break out of corporate, and both Romeo and I, and like make our own plan for our life. But then it just came down, it was so hard to like actually pull the trigger to actually leave, you know, because of fear. And I just one day I snapped. Like I not snapped, like went crazy, but like snapped as in I was just like, I can't do this anymore. It's over. Like you just know, like it's like a feeling, you know, but you have to be prepared. You know, you have to like have everything lined up and ready to go. At least for me, that I needed that. But maybe you don't. Some people just like wing it. I don't know. I needed a little bit of a comfort savings, and I didn't really have a plan, but I at least had time to figure out the plan after because we had saved. How are you able to not get overwhelmed with colors? I'm assuming you mean like paint colors and things like we've been picking. You know, it's easy because there's so many options. It's kind of like endless. It's like, where do you even start? Like you guys saw Romeo and I go to the store and just be like, what do we gravitate towards? And that's really how we start. I wanted a darker color. I just didn't know what darker color, whether that be in the green family or the red family or the blue family or the purple family or whatever it was. And so we just gravitated towards them. And then I just like process of elimination. It's like you almost have to just use what you have to, like we had to have something that was complementing to the flooring, to the beams, to the other rooms in the house. So that helps you like narrow them down. You know what I mean? So you're not really looking at all of the colors. You kind of start with what vibe you want, and I wanted moody, so I went directly to the dark colors. And then I knew like it needed to go with the flooring, so I knew there were certain colors that wouldn't work, you know? So you kind of start to like narrow them down, and I can pick a paint color pretty quickly, actually. It feels like a big commitment, but also it's just paint. Like if it doesn't work out, you can paint it again, but you just have to buy more paint, which is aggravating. You spent money on it, but it's just paint. So if you think about it that way, it becomes less daunting. This one says, your candle is literally in the early Paris video. I love finding this stuff now. Not even a question. If you guys are finding the Easter eggs, like these little things, like they weren't intentional sometimes because sometimes things that I was working on were just in the background. Watch the vlogs from Paris. We obviously shot Arlo in Paris, the fruit candle, the bergamot candle, and the candle was there. So it's in the background and it's there, and I did show it in some places. I also showed it like tons of times, but very subliminally, like not like super in focus or ever like really that like much in focus. Like it would have been hard to catch, but now that it's out, you know, if you look back, you could probably see that you already knew kind of thing. Oh, how do you get pics on your gallery wall to stay straight after a few months? Mine are always crooked. So after I knew it was like pretty set in stone that I liked those there, I actually went back and got some like tacky, like not 3M, but like it's like ticky tacky, and they sell it at like pretty much anywhere. I mean, I'm sure you can get it online on Amazon, and you could probably get it like at craft stores and stuff. It's like ticky tacky, and I just put it on the 2 bottom corners, and I make sure it's perfectly straight by someone standing, like Romeo stood back, and then we pressed it against the wall, so it keeps it perfect. What are some games you have in mind to play with your family? Looking for ideas. Okay, we have like a whole list, so you're gonna see it all come to life before Christmas, like through Vlogmas. But I'm gonna create this like tree cup pokey prize thing. That made no sense, but if you followed me, great. I have this big board. I'm gonna put cups on, and I'm gonna cover them with tissue paper, and every time someone wins something or they're gonna get a prize, they get to punch the tissue paper and take out the prize in it. It's gonna be like in shape of a Christmas tree. So that's for the prize wall. Then we're gonna do a couple of games that we've been like researching a lot. I know like some that are coming to mind, like one is like you're blindfolded and then you try and pick up the Christmas wrapping bows and you try and put them on a platter with a spatula, and whoever has the most wins. Another one is like you put these small marshmallows down, and you have a cup and you have a straw, and you have to like suck the marshmallow, like grab the marshmallow through the straw and put it in your cup. And the one that can do it the fastest and have as many the most marshmallows wins. Those are 2. I know we have one that's like different prizes if you slide the ornament down to a certain point and then you win that prize. Those are some. I think that Romeo's been making it like a big list, so we'll know more like as we get closer to Christmas. Have you ever thought to use wallpaper? You know what? Yes. I do love a wallpaper moment, but I used to not. I think I'm scared that I would get tired of it and have to take it off. I think patterns are harder for me to love long term. So it's always been pretty difficult for me to commit to a wallpaper, but I do have one project in mind that I would like to use wallpaper for. And I think I would like it better in like a smaller space, like a smaller footprint. Like I'd love to do wallpaper in like a guest, like a powder bath. I think that would be really beautiful, really pretty. I just am so scared like to get tired of it. Could totally change it out, but like I always try and incorporate like classic designs in my styles, like things that I'm not going to get tired of. So things that are a little more permanent, I like to go a little safer on, you know, like flooring and walls and lighting, in a sense. And then everything else can be a little more fun, like pillows, rugs, I don't even furniture maybe. I guess that's always been my philosophy, but when I see inspiration pictures of wallpapers, they're really beautiful. I always struggle to commit to it or like find one that I absolutely love, but I did do wallpaper in my little curio cabinet. So I guess in those ways I like to do wallpaper, but not full rooms. What do you do with furniture you don't need anymore? So a variety of things. Either I send a text message, like I take a picture of it and I send it to family and friends first, like, does anyone need this? Does anyone want this? And I just give it to them. Like I'm always changing stuff, so anything that they want. I used to sell some like older stuff on Facebook Marketplace, but I don't know, I got a little like uncomfortable selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace with just like meeting people, meeting up with people and stuff like that. So I don't do that anymore. Normally it just goes to family and friends. On the off chance, I think maybe there's been one time where I've actually taken something to the thrift store. I'm gonna sit for the last question. Do you miss doing simpler DIY days? Love the renovations and makeovers though. I have to be honest with you. Yes, and no. I think that when I started my channel, if you've been around for that long, for the 5-6 years, I would do small DIY projects. And it was really just things that I could make and upcycle from the thrift stores, things that I was working at, like maybe transforming a table, the top of a table to make it, you know, more aesthetic or more pleasing for my home and stuff. I was on a really, really, really limited budget with like doing content on my channel. So I would only have about, I would literally budget my channel. So every video I could only spend about $40 on materials, thrifted things or whatever. So I really had to get really crafty with my things that I used. I really, really, really enjoyed it. But it never really gave me something super valuable, if that makes sense. They were always just something that had been upcycled or something like, I think I was learning too how to get better. But I do miss how kind of more easy the projects were. It was more just like doing things with my hands and sitting at a table or something. And then when we bought the cottage, projects got huge and like so much more, you know, like it took more out of me mentally and emotionally and physically to accomplish. There were so many things that could go wrong. I was learning so much, you know, through that process. So it was like very stimulating, but also very exhausting. It was harder and harder to turn content into like one video, you know, so it kind of became more of an overarching series of transforming that house process come to life. And so that was very different for me, but I did enjoy it. I think in the beginning it was so funny because like most people weren't really interested in the fact that I had bought that house, and you know, but I think over time, and I know over time, people really became to love the cottage, but that wasn't true in the beginning. And I think that this house, you know, buying this house is kind of having a similar effect where it takes time for people to really see the beauty that I see too. And so that's been rough for me, but do I miss the slow paced, easy videos that I could probably do in 2 days max? Oh, yes. But do I love the outcome of my projects more now and the skill level that I'm at now? 100%. So would I go back and do those types of projects again? No, I don't feel very fulfilled by them, honestly. Okay, I have tons more questions. So let me know if you guys wanted me to do another Q&A. There's only so much, you know, so many questions that I can get through, but I know there's tons more. You guys, I've been working on the makeover. Part 1 will be live when you're watching this tomorrow. So don't forget to watch it so that you guys can help me pick the paint. Because tomorrow I'm going to pick up the paint and I want to see some of your comments first so that you guys can weigh in. So definitely check out the video tomorrow. Also, the only thing different about Vlogmas this year is that I won't have 2 videos in a single day. That killed me. It just was impossible last year. I know that I didn't really have very many makeovers that went live last year in December because it was just I'm just one person. It's just too hard. So if I have a main channel video go live, I won't have a Vlogmas day that day, but you'll still get a video. There's still a video. It's just like I can't film and edit 2 videos a day. It's physically impossible. Definitely check out the video over on my other channel tomorrow, and then we'll be back the next day for the next day of Vlogmas because I am going to the Rose Bowl tomorrow too, so I'm going to film that for Vlogmas. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tackling a lot tomorrow too, starting on the next phase, the next video that'll be live the next Sunday, and that'll be the final one, so I'm really excited, and I need you guys' advice about the paint. Oh, let me know. I'll see you guys tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Bye, guys. Kinsley, I don't know if you're helping. Oh, are you okay? I don't know if you're helping or hurting, honey. All you want to do is play.